They're really going to start getting interesting now. So for this one here, the two denominators are not alike, but hopefully when you see that x squared minus 25, immediately your brain factors that. You recognize that that's a difference of squares, and so that factors into x plus 5, x minus 5. So now if I think about it in its factored form, I can compare it with the other one, and I see that they do have a factor in common already. They've got an x minus 5 in common. So that means my least common denominator is going to be the smallest thing I can turn both of those into, just using multiplication. So the first one can't be any smaller than x plus 5, x minus 5. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. And the second one could actually be made into x plus 5, x minus 5 also, just by multiplying by x plus 5. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. That's going to be my least common denominator. All right, now once again, anything I do to change the denominators is going to change the numerators as well. So I'm going to go through and see what I had to do to that first denominator to turn it into my least common denominator. Now it was x plus 5, x minus 5, and I want it to be x plus 5, x minus 5. So that means it didn't change. Or I could say I just multiplied it by 1. So I'll do the same to the numerator there. On the second one, to turn it into x plus 5, x minus 5, I'd have to multiply x minus 5 times x plus 5. So I have to do the same to the numerator. So x plus 5. Now the denominators are the same, and I've balanced my numerators. So I'm going to go ahead and write down one big fraction with the common denominator underneath the whole thing. So keeping the denominator the same. And then I can write down what it says to do with my numerators. So I've got 3x times 1 plus 2 times x plus 5. And now I just need to simplify. I'm going to keep that denominator the same, x plus 5, x minus 5. Simplify my numerators. So 3x times 1 is 3x. And for the second one, I'm multiplying this positive 2, distributing to both pieces of that x plus 5. So that would give me 2x plus 10. Now in the numerator, I can combine like terms. So 3x plus 2x would be 5x. So then I've got 5x plus 10. Okay, and then once more, I want to reduce this if I possibly can. Now the numerator that I have here, 5x plus 10, both terms are divisible by 5. I'm just going to recopy the denominator right quick. And I'm factoring out a 5 as a common factor. And then the other factor there would be x plus 2. And then I'm looking for common factor between the numerator and the denominator. And there are no common factors there. So this would be the simplified version. Now you try the next one there and answer on the Google form.